So the movie is, of course, about the real case, but of course we talk about what happened in between. That it's like poetic justice, because as you can saw, maybe in the TV show, the host is telling about the puppies. Like, if you have a pup, if you have a dog, and if it's pregnant, what do you do with the puppies? You give them what? And we have to hear that from a female senator in the Senate against the law, like an argument. So for me, it was very important to show how we deal with this fight against all through the years from the time Belén was released till the law was signed, that the people could say whatever, and it was like, what? You're a senator, a female senator, that you have a position, a political position, and you're saying that if you have a puppy, you can give the puppies. What are you talking about? So for me, it was very important, and I felt like very excited about to make this movie fearless. That's what I can say now, that I realized that in that moment I was fearless at all. I should have fear, but I didn't, because the unconscious thing, it's a good thing sometimes. And the importance for me to make this movie was to tell all the things that we survived during those years. Being actresses, activism, actresses that were very involved with the reality of our country. So the movie was about the real case of Belén, but also was about ourselves as women in Argentina, in a Latin American country that have this position for these cases, So, and also, of course, the movie is a tribute to the woman movement that could get the right of decision. So it was very important for me to be the representative person to tell this story, of course, with the compromise with cinema, like a real case, making it a cinematographic event. That was the very challenge for us. I hope you enjoyed it.
Nice. Julieta, how did you find out about this movie, and what were your initial thoughts when this movie came to you?
Well, I'm really proud of being in this movie. We are friends since ever.
She's the villain. You recognize her? Okay. She's the villain in the movie. She's my friend, but she's the villain.
But I'm her friend, and I'm the villain. For me, it was a very challenging character, because it's the face of the injustice, and that someone that have made everything wrong with the case, and how to deal with that. No, to judge this character, and we know a lot of people that work like that, like do things wrong. And well, I have a very good director here, so it was easy for me. But I'm really proud of being in this movie. Thank you.
You already talked about one of my favorite scenes in the movie, which is that talk show scene. Yeah. So I want to bring up another scene that we had talked about prior, which is, I think you were talking about the court scene being the most challenging for you, because there's no paper allowed or something in the Argentinian court system or something.
The final speech.
Can you talk about that, please?
Yes, of course. We have the script. We had the script, and the final speech was very complex, because I was adding to the real case the things that happened before, after she was released. So in the final speech, I am talking about a girl that in my country was obliged to have a birth with 11-year-old. and that happened afterwards. The case was known, you know. So for me, it was very interesting to put in. It was like the mixing of the real time when Belén was locked up and the real case, merging it with the things that happened afterwards, you know, till the law was out. So for me, it was very important to tell, you know, to aprovechar,
Make the best use of.
yeah, to make the best of the things that we know that happened afterwards. So I finished writing the final speech the day before I have to shoot it. So it was hell.
And she can read.
I can't. I don't know how to read. So no, but it was like 7 pages of a text, and it's illegal for a lawyer to read. I realized that like 3 days before. So I was, yeah. So I was writing again the final speech. That it was long and it was very, you know, like dense. So for me, it was very, very difficult to do it. And when what you watch in the movie, that I am speaking to everybody, I am alone in the classroom, you know, like speaking to the judge. There were nobody there, like crossing colors, like there. So I speak with the fiscal.
Prosecutor.
The prosecutor, and there were nobody there, and so then I talked to the public. That was the people of, and there was nobody there because the summertime. It was like 40 degrees, and everybody was dying of hot, and I was at this hair, long hair. I was dying, but I was talking like to everybody without people.
I think 40 degrees Celsius is what, like almost 100?
No, and how it is in grados?
Yeah.
40 grados. How do you say?
Over 100 Fahrenheit, for sure.
Well, yeah, very hot. It was February in Argentina. It's summertime, and it's hell inside a room without air conditioner because of the sound. And you know how I have this hair, long hair. So I was like trying to say the text that I learned the day before, and trying to be like, you know, like, and it was very, very difficult. It was one of the most difficult scenes of the movie to me to act. To direct, the difficult one was the first one, the long shot at the beginning of the movie that you could think I will die if the movie is all like this. But it started like 5 minutes. You have to to sustain these 5-7 minutes of long shot of the case, and then you have you can breathe. And 2 years after, it became the movie.
Wow, just I don't know. Again, like the fact that you just did all that, and then you had to direct yourself, and then you had to talk to nobody, or talk to nobody. You had to face nobody while doing that.
I'm a good director. I was leaving all the people going to breathe, and I was like.
I want to know about. Was there ever an inkling for you, because you play you play Soledad? Belén is an anonymous woman, and so what was that like collaborating with Soledad to tell this story that way? Was there ever a way that were you going to ever tell this story like straight up through Belén, or you know?
No, Belén was in touch with me a long time ago when I was like I am in the presentation of the book of Somos Belén of Ana Correa, and Belén came afterwards to say because I was in an award winning I won an award for Best Actress, and I put the sign of freedom for Belén. So that put the focus of the international press over Tucumán, the place where the case what was happening. She was locked up in that moment, and after this happened, she was released like 3 months after. So she came after the presentation of the book to say for me with Soledad Esa also. Belén got her conditions to make the movie. Like I couldn't talk about her life, her particular family, whatever, and I could understand why. And I respect that, and that condition put the focus in another thing, that it was Soledad Esa, because Belén, we have a lot of victims, sadly, but Soledad Esa, we don't have too much. So it was like a good point of starting, putting the eye on Soledad Esa, that is a woman, that is a worker, a wife, a lawyer, that sadly she had this case that will change her life forever and change the life of Belén forever. So, sorry? And Argentina, of course. And all over, because the green handkerchief, that I'm very proud to pronounce it well, handkerchief. It was several colors in Latin America. Ecuador was brown, Colombia was orange, and you have a violet, also handkerchief. And then suddenly we put in discussion the color of the handkerchief, and we got the idea of make it green because of the green wave in Argentina was very big. So, well, which was the question?
Oh yeah, you collaborating with Soledad.
Yeah,
to tell the story. Yeah,
of course.
So you emailed back and forth with her, or?
No, WhatsApp with Soledad constantly, and she was there for me every time I need it. It was amazing. Now she's my lawyer. I recommend her. She's amazing, and she's my lawyer. And of course, when you are too much time with a person that you like or that you have to be interested in, you're starting to merge the energies, So we did this, like you started to be contagious. You started talking like the same way of your friend, like this happened between us. We went to Tucumán, we went to her house, we read the script entirely with her and the family and her family, and they were like, oh, you are making my mother, the daughter told me, you're making my mother a hero much more than she's considered in our city. And they were very happy. And so that was there for me all the time. Like, what do you feel? What do you think about religion and audios? Audios, like Sunday morning audios, like big long, like voice messages. No, so for me to have a real case to talk about and to have the real persons that were very involved with the movie, very very involved, it was a gift, of course. You can be inspired and you can have a direct reference of what you have to show or the way. So if you are respectful and you are receiving what they are giving, it's not that difficult. I feel that for good, the movie, if you watch it, you will have something to say about it. You will feel something about it, So the most important thing for me to be the representative of Argentina to the Oscar or whatever, it's that people have more. Thank you. Cross fingers, because we have 1 week more to the voting. So no, but for me the most important thing is that people have interest in watching it. So if you watch it, the movie does her job, itself. So we are here traveling a lot since September, leaving our families and everything.
But it's worth it.
It's worth it, of course, but to get you to move the movie to the people, so the people will be interested in watching it. So being the representative to the Oscars in Argentina, for me it's more the people is more excited to watch it. So if you watch the movie, if you could watch the movie, if you have some interest in watching it, the movie will talk itself.
And I think that also in this time of the world, what is happening, talking about this film, talking about these estos temas,
These topics,
these issues, it's very important for us to be out there with this.
I mean, I just can't imagine a case like that happening here, you know what I mean? Like trying to get help for something and completely, you wake up and you find out you're going to jail. You know what I mean? Just for.
But I heard some
I mean, we
cases.
got some crazy cases over
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
My bad, y'all, but we got some crazy cases over here. I don't want to say that we're perfect. We got some really
No,
crazy
no,
stuff.
yeah, I heard about that case of a woman that was accused by her partner, of a obstetric emergency. The hard thing to know, well, some interesting thing to think about is like if the half of the society thinks that the other half of the society have to go to jail because of an obstetric emergency, we are never be happy. You know, it's not gonna be a happy world, never. If the half of the society thinks that the other half is less, or it deserves some punished because of a obstetric emergency, it's crazy.
Yeah, and we have young women who and women of childbearing ages that get pregnant that do not know they're pregnant.
Yeah. Belén didn't know. Belén didn't know she was pregnant.
Right, because you don't discuss it in the film, but I had an idea that may be where it's going, and I wondered if that was also part of her legal terms in the sense of what they were doing to protect them personally, in the sense of being in Argentina and being careful of who they are and not saying some of the family private.
Well,
part.
the one thing that I realized after shooting the movie is that, like, first time in history, the judges, the men judges, used a quote of the defender to accuse her. Never happened this, you know. If I knew it before, I would put it in the movie. I didn't know it, but the judge. So yes. The judge used a quote of the defender to accuse her. So as soon as she went to the hospital feeling bad because she had this appendicitis situation, and she thought it was a complication of the surgery. Yeah. She went there like that. She didn't know she was pregnant. She got this miscarriage in the hospital, and she directly was accused by the policemen that were in the hospital and the doctors that allowed the policeman to enter the surgery place. And she was directly going to prison. In Argentina, we have this law that you can go to jail 2 years and 3 months without a trial. Then they have to do a trial. So they did it, and she was sentenced to 8 years. And the funny thing, in a way, it's like a lawyer, two lawyers, the same city, same status quo, you know. One of them with that file got the sentence of 8 years to prison, and the other one, without adding any proof, she released her in 4 months.
Wow.